Hi, my name is Scott Brady, and I'm the owner of Progressive Property Management, Inc., and Partners Real Estate Group, Progressive Realty Group, and Progressive Association Management. And this is
I'm Bree Sawyer, and I am the broker of Progressive Property Management and Progressive Realty Group and Partners Real Estate Group.
So we're reaching out now to the real estate community, talking about our business model. And before we talk to you, we want to make sure this is a fit. This isn't just a short-term job. This is a commitment to a new business model, and we want to make sure it's comfortable for you, it works for you, and of course it works for us as well. So we're going to go through some kind of the frequently asked questions that you may have about the business model and about what we're doing here. So we're going to kind of run through these, kind of impromptu, and let's talk about it. So first is, what are the commission splits? So for our real estate company, we're a full-service real estate company, it's a 90-10 split, meaning you keep 90% of the commission and we retain 10%. And we do offer marketing and tools and assistance, transaction coordination, errors and omissions as well, so that you are a full-service realtor. We want you to be a realtor. We want you to continue to sell real estate. But then we also want you to do property management. So the split on property management is a little different. You retain 65% of the base management fee, and we retain 35%. And for your 65%, you are the local boots on the ground. You're interacting with the owner, with the tenant, resolving any issues, doing the leasing, you're coordinating any maintenance that needs to be done, you do an annual inspection. So you're the one who's interacting with both owner and tenant. We do all the back office. So we do compliance, we do the rent collection, disbursement to your owner, accounts receivable, accounts payable, we provide the insurance, the compliance. So we are doing the back office. You're kind of front of the restaurant, we're back of the restaurant. And then lastly, if you decide to do association management. So just last year, we started managing associations. That's a little more complicated because we do a lot more financial accounting for the association. And also there's less kind of work on your side. There's more work, but there's less work because you work with the board, you have a monthly meeting, you have a monthly walk around, and then you interact with the owner. So that's a 50-50 split. Of the base management fee. And that management fee tends to be higher. The base management fee of the associations we target runs more like $1,500 to $2,500. So you'd make between $750 and $1,250. So the first question we get is this a salary position? What is that salary? The answer is it is not a salary position. Just like real estate, you're 100% commission. You're not an employee. You're a 1099 independent contractor. So you may start with zero in salary day one or commission because you don't have any doors you're under management. But your income, just like real estate, can go up from that zero very high. So we've been offering this business model where we not only allow our realtors to do property management, but we encourage it, train them to do so, and we even sell them doors to manage, which we'll talk about later. But you can go from zero to some of the branch managers, as we call them, have been here over 5 years. They're managing 100 properties and they're making $7,000 a month in base management fee. So the upside is quite high. You usually get to 80 to 100 properties. That's a real comfort zone for you. And most of our branch managers don't want to go above that. You could if you wanted to. So our management fee. So every management company charges differently. If you go to our website, www.progressive-pm.com, or www.propinc.com, ProProp Inc., you'll see our pricing. And we're completely transparent to the marketplace. We charge for single family and townhomes $75 a month as a base management fee, plus 2% of the collected rent. So if the rent were $2,000, we charge $75 plus 40 or $115. We also charge a tenant acquisition fee. So if the property is vacant and we need to secure a tenant, we charge 35% of the first month's lease as a tenant acquisition fee. And you keep that up to 100% of that. And for that fee, you're going to put the property in the multiple listing service. You're going to screen applicants. You're going to execute a contract. You're going to conduct a move-in. And that's called the tenant acquisition fee. So once again, how much can you make? Well, you'll make 65% of the base management fee. So once again, if that fee is $150, then you're going to retain $100 a month as your management fee. So it says here, how many doors do you start with? Well, we just said zero. Sometimes we have doors in your area, depending what area you're from, and we will sell you a door. So let's talk about when I say sell you a door. Part of what we do for our 35% is we do the marketing. We market to all of Southern California. We target owners who are self-managing. So unlike real estate, where almost nobody tries to sell by owner, 70% of owners are currently managing their own properties. So in our marketplace of Los Angeles, Riverside, Orange County, and parts of San Bernardino, that's over 700,000 people currently self-managing. So in my marketing, we use direct mail, Google Ads, search engine optimization, even local landlord seminars. We market to them and we sell them on the fact that we are totally transparent. We offer great value propositions. We have great customer service, which you'll see from our website. And our pricing is very fair at the $75 plus 2%. We market to them with, say, direct mail. They make an inquiry. We convert that lead to a contract, and then we sell that contract to our branch managers. So if you're sitting in a city and we happen to, an owner hires us, we'll call you and say, are you interested in taking over the management of this property? We charge you 3 months management fee. So if that management fee were $100, we charge you $300 plus an onboarding fee of $50, so $350. And now you are the property manager for that property. You can pay that upfront, $350, or we'll pay it over time, use your management fee to pay for that. And then after 4 months or so, then you're collecting that entire fee. You can also use the leasing revenue. If it's vacant and you find a tenant, you charge the owner a tenant acquisition fee. You can use that money as well to pay for that door. If you find your own door through your own marketing, your own sphere, you just take it upon yourself to network with other realtors and brokerages, because now you can say, unlike almost every other realtor in the marketplace, you not only sell real estate, but you provide property management services, then we don't charge you for that door. You got that on your own accord through your own efforts. How many properties am I given? So we try to make sure that so the question here is, am I guaranteed to be given a certain number of properties to manage every month or year? The answer is no, there are no guarantees. But here's what I can tell you. It is our goal to try to generate for every branch manager we have who's interested in buying doors, 1 door every 2 months or about 6 properties per year. So if you do the math, in 5 years, if we just did the minimum, you should be about 30 properties or about $2,000 a month in revenue. But here's what I feel. The reason why we're reaching out right now and talking to you is that there's a seismic shift going on in the property management industry. As you may or may not be aware, there's something called the coronavirus going on, and there are a lot of tenants who are not going to pay as agreed. And that's a big pain point for owners. So we pick up a lot of our properties. We've gone from 0 doors when I started the company in 2012 to now 1,000 doors under management for residential properties. That was without a recession, because an owner moves out of area, they want a local property management company. A tenant decides to leave that's been paying as agreed for a number of years. They need to find a new tenant. They don't want to go through that. They don't want to meet creepy people from Craigslist on a Thursday. They hire us. The tenant stops behaving, stops paying as agreed, or stops behaving as agreed and violates the contract. They don't want to deal with that. They hire us. That's what's happening right now, is that a lot of these tenants are simply not going to be able to pay, and owners are going to want us to help them get the tenants to start behaving. And lastly, what's going on in California, if you're not aware, is that they've been passing a lot of pro-tenant laws. Just in January, they passed the first statewide rent control. It didn't affect single-family homes, but it affected anything that's multi-unit. They also implemented just cause eviction, where it's really hard now to get rid of a tenant that in the past was very easy to do. It's more and more difficult to manage your own rental property, and we feel the 70% of people who currently self-manage will slide down to 50%. You can say, what's the big deal? Well, in my marketplace, that'd be 200,000 people looking for property management. And with our business model, the fact that we manage properties from Apple Valley to Temecula, and we currently have 22, soon to be 25 branch managers, and if you're interested, possibly more than that, we feel like we can add 50 or 100 doors in a single month without a problem, and that's going to get you more doors to manage. So we think this is a growth opportunity. Really what we're looking for is a fit. If you're somebody who wants to be in this industry 5 or 10 years, if you're somebody who's tired of the real estate income roller coaster, you're somebody that sells 2 to 5 homes a year but have additional time to do something else. If you're somebody who, when the next recession comes, you're not nervous because now there's no real estate sales for 2 or 3 or 4 months like there is right now, this is why you should entertain working with us. The fit has to be somebody who wants multiple streams of income. You just don't want to sell 2 or 3 or 4 homes a year. You want leasing income. You want management income. You want association management income. If you're somebody that wants to all these revenue streams, then that's somebody we want to talk to. It's a get rich slow business. Rarely does somebody join us in June and have 30 properties by September. You're adding 1 or 2 doors every few months, but lo and behold, after 5 years, you're managing 100 properties. And here's the other thing. Those properties you manage, whether it's 10 or it's 100, we want you to sell every single one of those properties. We want you to create a relationship with the owner. So when they decide to sell the property 5 years from now, because it's just time, because they're retiring, or because they're moving out of state and they want to take their proceeds with them, you're the listing agent for that. And so it becomes a source of listing revenue as well. Experience. If you're a real estate agent, you should know how to do leases. You know how to do zip forms. You know how to interact with owners. You know how to interact with sellers and buyers. It's no different. Property management is just it's a people business. You're working with owners, you're working with tenants, you're working with vendors. We will help you learn the laws. We'll help you understand what the tenant rights are, what the owner rights are, what a management contract looks like. You may not have seen a lease agreement in a while, what that looks like, what the disclosures required. We are in charge of compliance. What we care about when it comes to our branch managers is that you provide excellent customer service, that you pick up the phone and you do what you're supposed to do, and you do what you said you're going to do in the time you said you're going to do it. 2 is that you're in compliance. We do get audited by the Department of Real Estate, so we got to make sure that every form's filled out properly and we do the right thing. And lastly, we just make sure we're all profitable. So we do offer a number of owner and tenant programs, and those programs are designed to better protect our owner's asset, the investment property, and make the rental experience better for our tenants. And we want you to promote those programs to your owners and your tenants, because that's good for the company, and it's also good for your owners and your tenants. What's the cost? Here's the beautiful thing. There's no cost. If you wanted to start a management company, you had your broker's license. And I think if you don't know, if you're a real estate licensee, you must hang your license with a broker, and the broker has to agree to you doing property management and disclose that to the Department of Real Estate. There are very few brokers that will let you do property management. And the reason is it's litigious. The margins are thin for the broker. They really don't know what they're doing. And here's the biggest thing. They don't want to be audited by the Department of Real Estate. If you're doing property management, you will be audited by the Department of Real Estate about every 3 years. So if you're a broker, you can do property management and you could start your own management company, but it's really expensive. I would say that to be a good realtor, you got to work with lots of sellers and lots of buyers. That's it. Talk to as many people as you can about real estate, and if you knock on enough doors, somebody will work with you. Property management's a little different. You have to do a lot of things well. There's insurance and compliance and operations and accounts payable, accounts receivable, marketing and sales, customer service, auditing, all these things. So to start a property management company, typically you're going to lose a lot of money. It's expensive. It's an easy business to get into, hard one to be successful at. Believe me, I've been there. It took a long time until I was profitable, and we're there now. But if you come to join us, it costs nothing to join us. And when you get your first door, you're profitable. If the management fee is $100, you're going to make $65 immediately. So it's a nice way to build your own book of business. So you get in the property management business with all the costs, and more importantly, about the expertise. You just have to be good at dealing with the owners and tenants. We deal with all the other stuff on the back end. So there is no cost to get involved. And by the way, if you generate your own doors again, you network, you join a BNI, you tell your sphere that you're the only realtor they know that can do property management, you don't pay us for that door. You immediately start earning that management income. So what are the requirements for the position? You have to have your real estate license. It has to be in good standing. If you don't have your license, which that's not what we're targeting, we can teach realtors how to be property managers. We can teach property managers how to be realtors. It's hard to teach people both. They're both kind of complicated industries, but if you want to, you can get your real estate license, and that runs about $300 to $400. You do have to join your board of realtors. Of course, I think you know as a realtor that runs you about $1,000 to $1,200 for your annual dues. So I think we covered it. Association management, we'll talk briefly about that. If you're interested, you don't even need a real estate license to be association manager, but it's very complicated. So we will help you do that. We'll teach you how to do that, help you get your certification. We don't want you managing 10 associations. We would want you to manage 1 or 2. So it becomes another source of revenue for you. What does APM do versus? So we have Progressive Property Management, Inc., DBA, Partners Real Estate Group, DBA, Progressive Realty Group, DBA, Progressive Association. So unlike other companies, you could possibly have 3 different business cards. Here's my residential property management card with Progressive Property Management. Here's my real estate card. And then here's my association management card. So you're going to wear 3 different hats if you choose to. You never have to buy a door from us. You never have to do association management with us. But we find everybody does want to do those things. We talk about leasing fee. So our office. So we tell the marketplace. I mail a minimum of 10,000 pieces a month to our market area. And here's what we tell owners. That we have centralized operations in North Orange County and local property managers located throughout the entire Southern California area. That's what we tell our owners. And we say by doing that, we provide a higher level of service at a lower cost to you. That's how it works. So our office is located in Placentia, which is kind of, if you don't know where that is, North Anaheim, right at the 57 and the 91. And this is where all the back office stuff happens. Learning property management. We're going to help you. We're going to tell you how to do it. We have both video. We've got an online system. But really, here's how you learn property management. I remember probably the first time you sold a home, you didn't learn real estate by taking the real estate exam. You learn real estate by working with your first buyer, by working with your first seller. Property management is no different. We're going to give you all the laws and the ins and the outs, but you just have to get your feet wet. You got to manage a few properties, and then you understand how it works. And we do have training. We have somebody here, a dedicated staff who helps our branch managers and answers their questions and emails and audits their files. But you look, it's trial by fire like any other business. Lastly, we get this question, do you need to move your license? You love your current brokerage, you love your broker, you love the office. The answer is yes, you do. Even if you're a broker and legally you could do real estate with one company and do property management with us, that's not the person we're looking for. We want to really have somebody who buys into our system and who we are as an entire company, just not the property management side. So yes, you'd have to move your license to Progressive Property Management, Inc. with our different DBAs. And last, why are we recruiting right now? I've been a realtor for a long time. I got my broker's license in 97, I believe, maybe even sooner. And I had the typical career path. I was a top producer. I was selling 60, 70, 80 homes a year in my community. I was mayor of the city of Placentia. I built a brokerage with a big franchise, had 60 agents, 70 agents. We had an escrow company. And life was great. I had real estate holdings. I was about to build 10 townhomes in my community. And the Great Recession happened. And it took me 2 years to crawl out of that wreckage and recover. I paid all my bills, didn't lose any property. I made it. Cost me a lot of money, but I made it. And when I got out of that in 2011, when I started this company, late 2011, 2012, here was my commitment to myself and my family and now my branch managers, that when the next recession hit, and I didn't know when it was going to be. It could have been 2018, 19. Well, it turns out it was 2020. I'd be ready for it. And not only would I survive this recession, I would thrive in it. And because property management companies in recessions grow, where real estate companies, in real estate recessions, real estate companies suffer. We kind of do the opposite thing. And so that was my commitment. And this is our time to shine. And so now we're reaching out to others in the real estate community who want to get off that real estate income roller coaster, who don't want to fear the next real estate recession. And by the way, even if we don't have a huge real estate recession, you know this, there are too many realtors chasing too few real estate transactions. You've got big companies moving in the space. Commissions are compressing and going down. There's just too many of you out there chasing too few deals. Well, guess what? There's tons of properties that need management. There are not a lot of good property management companies. And as far as we know, we're the only ones who are offering this unique business model where we want you to do property management. We want to get you doors to manage. We want to grow your book of business. We want you to get to the point that you have a base stable income and you can still be in a rock band. You can still be a physical therapist. You can still be a yoga instructor. You can have 2 or 3 or 4, even 5 streams of income. That's what we want for you. So if that's something you want to do, then please reach out to us. We're happy to have Right now, with the coronavirus, we'll have a virtual meeting, and once it's over, happy to have a face-to-face meeting. But there really are a limited number of spots. We're not adding 20 agents. We're looking to add 5 to 10 agents over the next month. We think that's enough so that we can continue to provide doors for them to manage. So that sounds good to you. You can talk to Bree, you can talk to myself, but we'd love to hear from you.